So we have a special guest appearances. State your name, please, sir.
Night.
What's your name, ma'am?
My name's Island.
Okay. Knight. I got the greatest kids. Hopefully, and Ocean is getting at the dentist right now. But hopefully, you have the greatest kids ever as well when you become mom and dad. And I have a question, and hopefully your kids treat you better because they just beat me 10-3 in hockey. Yeah, thanks a lot. And they laugh about it too. Island, what's your favorite subject?
Mathematics.
And what's your least favorite subject?
I don't know.
What grade are you in?
4.
Okay. Knight, what grade are you in?
Kindergarten.
Okay. And what's your favorite subject?
Snack.
Oh, snack. That's good. And who's your favorite parent?
Dad.
I did not expect that one. No, we're equal. Yeah, that's why you tackle mom every second of the day. But thank you. You're playing it up for my students. I appreciate that. That is shocking. He said, "Dad." I would have guessed $1,000,000,000,000 that he would have said, "Mom." He's a mama's boy. Okay, Slope of a Line, welcome to Linear Relations, new unit. Hey! This is our best one ever coming up. Okay, we're going to talk about slope schmope. First of all, slope is steepness. Oh, I thought that was on red. The slope is the steepness of a line. And here's the formula, rise over run. Okay, so rise up top, up and down first. Run is left and right. So give these guys a little star. If the rise is positive, you go up. If the rise is negative, so you negative rise, that makes sense. You go down. Run it might be a new word. You go to the right, and if it's a negative run, just like the number line, you go left. Okay, so that's boy, I wish I could have less. Okay, well, let's do a B. So rise over run. We're going to do this one here, line segment AB. So I always go up or down. So we're going to start from left to right. Okay, so write that down. Start from left to right, and we'll never get a double sign. Start from left to right. So whatever left point is, A. Now I have to go up or down to get to B. Do I go up or down? This is not 1. It's how many units I go up. Okay, so I go 1, 2. That's my rise. We don't have to write that every time, but that's the rise. The run is how many places I go to the right to get to B. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Run is 7. So the slope is rise over run. The slope, let's put M, because M, for some reason, is the symbol for slope, equals rise over run. So don't put 7 over 2, put 2 over 7. Okay, your turn to do not CD, do DC. Okay, remember, always go from left to right. So you're always going to go from the left point to the right point so you don't get a double sign. Go ahead and do that one. And we'll see how you do in 1 minute. Just take your best guess. First go up or down to get to C, and then left or right to get to C. Okay, I'm going to try to talk loudly. So I'm starting at D. How many units do I go up? So remember, this doesn't count as 1. This counts as 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my rise is 5. And then how many places to the right do I go? 1, 2, 3, 4. So yes, you can have an improper fraction as a slope. 5 over 4 is Fine. Go ahead and do EF, please. EF. Okay, this is the trickiest one. So go from E to F. So again, not 1 here. 1. How many units you move? 2, 3, 4, 5. So the rise, overrun, you can fill it in the chart. I just can't see the chart. So the rise is 5. No, it isn't, because you're going down. Down. Negative. Down. So this is the tricky one where it's -5 as the rise, and then 1, 2, 3. So the slope equals -5/3 for EF. And always go left to right. We already talked about that. Yeah. Next page. Flippage. Find the slopes. How do we find the slope? Well, we write down the formula. Slope. Remember, m equals slope. Put m for slope. Determine the slope. Just put m so that burns in your brain. Slope equals rise over run. Okay, so this is how you're going to write down the slope of AB. Okay, that's the slope of AB right here. So the slope of AB equals the rise. How far up or down do I go to get from A to B? 0. And how many places to the right do I go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 0 over 8. Punch in 0 divided by 8 in your calculator, and you get 0 or undefined. 0 divided by 8 equals 0. So go ahead and do, let's just do one more. Go ahead and do the slope of CD for me. Oops. Yeah. So the slope of CD is rise. How much does it rise? It doesn't rise at all. 0. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 11, I think. So the slope is 0 for, what kind of lines are these? Are these horizontal lines or vertical lines? These are horizontal, and these are vertical, which is right in the word, vert. Okay, let's go find the slope of, I'll let you do that now. Find the slope of GH on this one. Slope of GH. You go ahead and use rise over run. I guess HG is easier. Oh, it doesn't matter. And I guess we're kind of doing this together. We're kind of doing it on your own. So the rise is either positive or negative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So -10. And what's the run? How far right and left does this graph go? Zippo. Go ahead and put -10 divided by 0 on your calculator. What does that equal? 0 or undefined? Well, if your calculator says error, that's your calculator saying it's undefined. Whoa, you know what I mean? Undefined. So go ahead and fill these blanks and start them. job. Good job. Okay, next thing we're going to talk about is positive negative slopes. And all positive slopes go up from left to right. Okay, so these are all positive slope lines. Just by looking at a line, you can tell whether it's a positive slope or negative slope. If it goes from left to right down, these are negative slopes. And you can write the top of the next page. If it rises from left to right, positive slope. If it falls from left to right, if it goes down, it's a negative slope. Okay, well, Merry Fishmas. The next couple questions says homework, but we're going to have a little bit of a work period here, and I'm going to get you to do it now. So do number one. If you don't want to, you don't have to fill in this. You just have to fill in the rise over run, okay, for A, B. C, D, E, F. Always go from left to right, okay? So all these go from left to right. But if it said H, G, don't do HG, go from G to H. It's the same thing. The distance or the slope from GH is the same thing as the slope from H to G. So just go from left to right, and you won't have to worry about a double sign ever. And then number two, I just want you to tell me whether it's a positive slope or a negative slope. So you don't have to tell me what the slope is. Just tell me whether it's line one is positive or negative. And then don't forget this. I want a line 7 where a slope equals 0 and a line 8 where the slope is undefined. Okay, so you can have 8 minutes to do that. Please pause. Pause, 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 pause. Pause. Okay, let's correct AB. And let's go notation wise. Instead of just putting M, write down the slope of AB. Why is this acting funny? So the slope of AB equals rise. So I go down, this isn't 1, this is 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get to B. So that's not 7, it's negative 7. If I go down, it's negative 7. And from there, I go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 7 over 4. From C to D, I go up 1, 2, 3. So the slope of CD equals 3. Sorry, that's a tough 3. And then after I go to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. So 3 over 5 is the slope for CD. Okay, here's the rest of the answers. For EF, 7 up, 1 to the right, so 7 over 1. Make sure you simplify the slope for EF to 7. And then GH, there's 0 rise, so anything 0 over anything is 0. So the slope of that horizontal line is 0. And now let's finish off number 2. Line 1 is positive because it goes up. Line 2 goes down like a slide. Negative. Line 3 goes down like a slide, so that's negative. Line 4 goes up, so that's positive. Line 5, flying down the ski hill, negative slope. Line 6, up the hill. Oops, I didn't mean to put up. Positive slope. Line 7, where the slope is 0. That means the 0 is the top number, so 0 is the rise. So if it doesn't rise, it's a horizontal line. So that should be what line 7 looks like anywhere on the graph. And line 8 is undefined, so it means 0 is on the bottom. That means there's no run. And line 8 has no run if it's vertical. All right, good job. So far, so good. Ask me any questions if you have them in the Google Meet question room. Okay, let's decide who you're feeling like today. Are you feeling like Avengers? Kind of famous, but tough jobs. Always fighting people. Harry Potter? Wouldn't want any part of the mentors. Or Star Wars. Just careful with the lightsaber. You don't want to chop your own arm off. So, if you want to be Avengers, you're going to graph this one. Why isn't that red? I don't understand. Red. Thank you. So that's Avengers are red. Green, Harry Potter, if you choose Hogwarts. And Star Wars, you're going to plot that point. Just 1 point, whoever you are. And then everyone is going to plot this point with your point. Okay, where are you going to plot it? Well, let's just create a graph right here, guys. Okay, so plot one of your points, whatever point you choose, and everyone plot 0, -3. Connect the dot, and I think this one says, is the line segment you formed positive or negative? What a great question. All right, I'll give you a minute to do that. All right, here we go. Come on. Straight line. Good. Okay, if you are -1, 4, you go 1 to the left and 4 up. Oops, right here. Not right here. And then you draw the line like this. And is that a positive or negative slope? Correct. It goes down from left to right, so you're negative Avengers. -2, 3 is -2 and 3 up. Same thing. Negative Potter. And I sure hope 4 -4 is positive. Star Wars 4 -4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What? Negative? I can't believe it. Okay, now similarly, you can change groups if you want to. Go ahead. Iron Man, or Spider-Man, I guess, is the reddest. And the greenest Harry Potter is the Hulk. I don't know. Green Harry Potter. I'm not sure. Oh, Slytherin. Draco. And blue, the bluest Star Wars figure is obviously Chewbacca when he falls into Blue Tar. So go ahead and again pick your whatever your point is and this one, and then I want you to calculate the slope using rise over run. Okay, 2, 0. That's it. Okay, so that's the red point. And now you got to find the slope. The slope of, well, I guess it would be, what did I say, red? Slope of red equals the rise. So 1, 2 over the run. 1, 2. But you can't leave it as 2 over 2. Make sure you put 1. Okay, so the slope is 1. Good job, red. Green, I go to negative 2. 1, 2, and 3 up. 1, 2, 3 up. So there's my green guy. What's the slope? Okay, well, the slope is rise. I gotta go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So don't forget, it's negative 5, not positive 5. And then I gotta go to, I'm right here, 1, 2. Is that it? 2 to the right. So there's my slope. If I'm Hogwarts and Millennium Falcon, what's your point? Oops, I think I did the wrong one. Dang it. Sorry. Let's go and just do it again. It'll be confusing, so I better not. Let me get rid of the green. Okay, so I did the wrong one. It should be negative 3, 1. So negative 3 and 1 up. That's where your green line is. So your slope is down 1, 2, 3. So negative 3 over 1, 2, 3. Aha, I can reduce that as well. Anybody get negative 1? Draco. Bluey, Blue Man Group is negative 1, negative 3. So 1 to the left and 3 down. That's your line segment, and that slope is just 1 up and 1 to the right. So 1 over 1 is 1. Calgary Flames. It's not the Oilers, so let's change that color. Calgary Flames. Blue. Blue Oilers. Okay, page 4 already. First thing you do is plot the point. So write down plot the point first. You have to know how to plot the point by now. You have to. Okay, it's not negotiable. Come on now. You learned it ages, years, and years ago. Stop getting these wrong. Okay, from the origin, this is all your starting point, 0, 0. You go 4 to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 up, 1, 2. So there's your point, negative 4, 2. You can't do this question unless you start it properly, okay? Next, it gives you a slope. I believe it's negative 2/3. Okay, so negative 2/3 is the slope. Go ahead and write down negative 2 over 3. And negative 2 is the rise. And 3 is the run. Okay, so we start from the rise, start from this point. Negative 2 rise, does that mean 2 up or 2 down? Good job, 2 down. And then 3 to the run, does that mean 3 to the left or 3 to the right? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there's another point on that line. And then you got to read the question. Write down, read the question, or just read. Read the question. I'll abbreviate my university. Q means question for me, especially in law school. Okay, so that's one other point we have, and we need to get 2 other points. So we're going to go 2 down, 3 to the right 2 more times. Okay, so 2 down, 3 to the right, 2 down, 3 to the right. There you go. Let's go different color maybe. 2 down, 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3. Good. And then 2 down from there, 3 to the right. Okay. Now the other thing, yeah, it also says line segment. So it says draw a line segment. So again, read. You have to connect the dots. That's what it's asking you to do, is to draw a line segment. Actually, you shouldn't draw an arrows with lines through them because that's a line, but a line segment should, should end at the first point and the last point. Okay, so what are the other three coordinates? Oops. If I can read my graph here. So I got -1, 0. That's this one. I've got 1, 2, -2. That's this one. And then I've got 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 to the 4 down. So what's 5 to the right, 4 down? There we go. So I like this question start because it makes you read the question, and you know, it's just perfect for slope evaluation. And if you don't plot the point, you'll probably get 0 to 3 in this question. So make sure you know how to plot. All right, I'm going to give you 4.5 minutes to do the next question. I want to get you to pause this, please. Pause, 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 pause. Okay, so here's the question you had to do. First of all, you have to plot -5, -2. So 5 to the left, 2 up, sorry, 2 down. So that's the first point. This does not count as one of the 3 points. I didn't say that last question. It says 3 other points. So please don't give me that as one of your answers. You will not get full marks. Okay, 3 other points. It says slope of 2 over 3. So the rise is 2, so 2 up, and the run is 3 because the slope formula is rise over run. So 2 up, 3 to the right. 2 up, 3 to the right. 2 up, 3 to the right. So these are the points. You could do another one if you wanted to, but they ask you for these 3 points, and then you got to name them. You have to know this point is 2 to the left of 0, 0. This point is 1 to the right and 2 up. That's this one. This point is 4 to the right and 4 up. Don't write this backwards though. You have to write it 4, 4, x first, not the y first. Silly joke. All right, I'll give you another 10 seconds to crack that guy. You can always pause it, of course. And we'll move on to the bottom of the page. Okay, bottom of page 4. We're going to do A together. So slope is rise over run. Go ahead and write down what I write down. So rise over run equals 5 over 7. And then you got to put this in the right place. 49 is the run. So does it go on the top or the bottom? If you want to, you can even write down rise over run in the middle so that you can clearly see that the run goes on the bottom. And then we have to find x. And similar to trig, where we cross multiplied all the live long day, we're going to cross multiply this. 49 times 5 is 250 minus 5 equals 7x. And then you solve it. Anytime you have 7x, you divide by 7. Opposite operation. And you have how many 7s are in 21? 3. How many left over? 35. How many 7s are in 35? 5. So the answer is 35. The other way you can do this, and it's up to you, you can say 7 times what equals 49. So I have to multiply the top by 7. Okay, it's up to you, however you want to do it. But go ahead and do 6b. And 6b is a negative. So let's move that negative up to the numerator like it usually is. Okay, go ahead and Take 3-ish minutes to do that guy. Okay, let's give you the slope. So the rise over run is -3/8 equals the rise over run. So does rise go on the top or the bottom? Rise over run, rise goes on the top. So the 15 goes here. You have to find the run. You can cross multiply and divide by -3, or you can say -3 times what equals positive 15. And the answer is not 5, it's -5. So then you have to multiply the bottom by -5. So -40 equals x, or if you cross multiply, you'll get -40 equals x. Cool? So cool. All right, homework time. Page 5. Did that. 7, no more challenging. Oh, I like 9. That's one of my favorites. And 11 on the top of page 6. So go ahead and take 15 minutes. I don't know why I said it like that. To work on homework. Going once. Going twice. Sold. Pause, please. Okay, I just want to do 2 more questions today, and it's the slope formula. And I'll provide you with all of these formulae on the test. The first one's going to be rise over run, which we just used. And the other slope formula is y2 subtract y1 all divided by x2 subtract x1, where the points x1, y1, and x2, y2 are on this line. Okay, so let's apply that formula to not the first question. I don't know why I have a devil sign in there right off the bat. Let's do A together, and then you can do B. Okay, so let's write down the formula. Slope, remember m means slope, equals y2 subtract y1 all divided by x2 subtract x1. You'll notice the x's are on the bottom. Okay, and it kind of relates to rise over run. Rise is up and down. What does rise mean? It means the y-axis. Run means left to right. That's the x-axis. That is y. Y is on the top, and x is on the bottom. Okay, so that's, you might think, your brain might think that differently. Right now, you know that, well, we start with the y's. Also, we start with the y2's, not the y1's. So the first thing I want you to write down is this point is x1, y1. And this point is x2, y2. Okay, that's where the formula comes from. All these points are x and y. First point is x1, y1. The second point is x2, y2. So, y2 first. Where's y2? It's blue. y2 is 9. And then you write down subtract. y1 is 7. So 9 subtract 7. Now x2, so what's going to be happening is you're always going to go from here and subtract here. And now for x2, that's 2, and you're going to subtract x1, which is 0. And then you're just going to calculate them. 9 subtract 7 is 2. 2 subtract 0 is 2. And 2 divided by 2, you need to simplify that as 1. That's it. That's it. We only did one question. Yeah, sure, you're confused, but try it. Okay, so do B by writing down the formula first. The answer was 1. And subbing in the appropriate numbers. This is x1, y1, and this is x2, y2. And then find the slope. After you find the slope, you might have to reduce. Probably half the time you have to reduce. So let's go with reduce as a big study star for full marks. Ha ha ha. Okay, I'll give you 3 minutes max to do this question. Go, go, go. All right, let's see how you started anyway. So the y2, y1, oops, I'm holding my pen upside down, is 4 subtract 11. That should be on the top. 4 subtract 11. Start with the back one and subtract the y's first. The x's go on the bottom. So I'll give you 30 seconds to finish it off using the x's in the denominator, in the bottom. And x2 is right there, so 3 subtract x1 is 7. Grand finale, 4 subtract 11 is negative 7. 3 subtract 7 is negative 4. That is not a reduced answer. Anytime you have a negative divided by negative, it turns into positive. Full marks for 7/4. Good job. That's just an introduction to that concept. We'll do that more tomorrow. And your homework, so if you still have time, go ahead and work on page 5 and 6, top of page 6. That's for homework, page 5, 6. God bless. Have an awesome day.